are proudly talking about equity, even though these people on the, so-called leaders want to shut down DEI.
Kamala Harris, who we cold opened you with, she is starting to get a little bit nervous, I think for a couple of reasons. First off, she could be president at literally any moment. Anything could happen to old Joe, and then suddenly she is president, and I really don't think she fully thought it through. That's one thing. But the other thing she's really worried about is that DEI is now being exposed as much as wokeness in and of itself. So the last couple of years we all started attacking woke, and then it got whittled down to how DEI. Woke was sort of the idea. DEI is the departments that are in all the institutions that are bringing in this racism and all this gender confusion and all of the other stuff. Now, Kamala Harris has been huge on the idea of equity over equality, which is communism. We will all end up in the same place. The day before the presidential election, she put out a video promoting equity. People should have realized, oh, she's a Marxist or a communist or just an idiot. Anyway, here she is doing a podcast, and she's concerned that people are starting to realize that DEI needs to DIE.
We are proudly talking about equity, even though these people on the, so-called leaders want to shut down DEI. They're trying to do with DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, what they sadly successfully did with woke.
Quite an admission by her. We're starting to beat the woke, as we referenced in the show yesterday. The courts have sided with Ron DeSantis against Disney. More and more states are starting to have school choice because they don't want the woke in the public schools. And unfortunately, the teachers union still has a tremendous amount of power. So the word woke has started to become toxic. And now the next thing that's becoming toxic is these DEI departments that are in all the schools and corporations and everything else. We now know that people are waking up to it, and there are lawsuits all over the place, and it's quite spectacular. But if there's one thing that the left is good at, it's that they never sort of see reality for what it is, and that's what always allows them to continue that endless careen off the cliff. So you would think, let's say you were a decent lefty, you weren't a maniac, you didn't want cities to burn, you might look at some of the cities that your policies have been put in and been like, boy, maybe some of this stuff was a mistake. Maybe not jailing criminals was a mistake. Maybe allowing people to steal as much stuff from Lululemon and Best Buy, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe having fentanyl everywhere and kids chopping up, could any of this have been a mistake? But they never do the mirror thing, right? Like these people someone needs to just go on Amazon and send millions of $2.99 mirrors out to progressives, and they could figure out what's wrong with everything.